Hi, OURChurch, and happy Memorial Day. I have some friends, Rich and Julie Schmidtke here, and thank you for coming. Because you're part of your ministry as Jesus people now has a lot to do with honoring soldiers. But it's important that people know, some people already know, why it matters so much to you. So before we get into what you have been doing since January of 2018, talk about what happened on the 15th, right? January 15th.
Yeah, it's the day our 25-year-old son, Hunter Schmidtke, he was in the Army, and we got a visit at 6:26 in the morning, just like in the movies. There's a Muslim service member who came, a chaplain, as well as a sergeant who came and said that our son had died.
And this kid is 25, healthy,
Yes.
happy
Yes.
kid.
Yes.
Rich, that's just like wipeout for months, right? I mean, heartbreak and just trying to get up in the morning is a hard thing.
Yeah, yes and no. I mean, it was, we were very, I mean, the support that you get, not just from the family, church family and all that, that was very strong because we have a really strong family, you know that. But the Army was amazing.
They stepped up.
They step up. I mean, the day that we found out at about 1 o'clock that afternoon, Sergeant Marnes shows up, and he basically, we're talking to him, going through all the different things, and I don't know if it was Julie or I, or what. We asked him, well, how many other families do you help? And he was like, you're it. This is all I'm going to do for the next X number of months.
Wow.
So you had that support. And then Julie, through her work, she can probably tell you more, but they have a fallen soldier program. Yeah. And the day that we flew out to Kansas City to get his body and bring him back, all of a sudden we show up at the airport and there's all these people, Alaska people around. I'm like, who are these people? What's going on? Part of the protocol they have is the what they call the honor flights, and where they bring back fallen soldiers. And at that time they had one plane dedicated to that.
Now it's 3.
Now it's 3, yes.
And you were on this particular plane for the honor flight?
Yes, on the flight back. Just the welcoming we got back home, I mean, everything from, you know, the fire department and what have you was just overwhelming. So, and I think we were much more fortunate given the circumstances that we had, not just your immediate family support and friends, which is huge. But by the way, I don't want to discount it, but you also had all this other stuff. And then, I mean, Julie could probably tell you more about the Alaska program, which is pretty incredible.
Were you conscious of the honor flights and all of that before?
So it wasn't part of our what we grew up with.
Year in, year out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And Hunter wanted to do it his whole life, and so
that was part of his calling. He knew he was supposed to do it.
Yep.
Tell me about these carts, because what you're doing now is the two of you, after you went through this, you now have become part of the answer for other military families.
Yes. I actually meet with families of fallen when they bring their person, whether it's a brother, a child, or and I meet and encourage.
You travel with the cart?
No, I do this in addition to that.
In addition,
so
okay. We were talking a little earlier about one of the ceremonies you were at in San Antonio.
Yes.
It's elaborate.
The Fallen Soldier Program started about 8 years ago by Alaska Mechanics. And how it started was there was a fallen that was coming home, and his coffin almost fell off the ramp. And they just said, never again. And so they just created a program. It started from an actual flag card that is decorated specifically to hold the casket in. It's a baggage card,
Yeah.
but it holds pretty precious cargo.
You guys attend, so you hear me always telling people, hey, try to turn your pain into something, help other people. But most people don't do it. And they don't do it because it's agonizing. Is this not like opening up the wound every time you help?
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah.
And even Memorial Day, there's something when you lose a kid, you've got their birthday and then
Yeah.
the day that they die. But with the military, I've got all these other things. But it's kind of what we were called to do.
You feel like God
Yeah.
has you doing
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
I'll ask the same question. Why? I mean, this is like opening up this wound and throwing salt in there.
It is, there's things in life that are bigger than you are, and this is just a small example. I mean, I think it's a big deal for the families that are involved with it to have that type of support when they're bringing their soldier home. And we're really honored to be a part of it. Julie, of course, she's the superstar.
Grief, I knew right away that there was something important, that this was going to be bigger than us. And when the military left, before you and Ann came over, I remember sitting with Rich and we both said we need to make sure to practice kindness and patience with each other. And I think just saying that and being really intentional about that has really been an important part.
Yeah, because a lot of families don't stay together after all this
No.
tragedy. I mean, it's just too painful even to look at each other, right? At times.
Grief is interesting for a couple because I can be at the lowest of my lows and he's there to pick me up and then it'll shift.
Yeah.
And so it was funny how it worked. It was when he needed me, I was okay. I had it inside of me to give to him.
In closing, what do you want people to know about helping people? This is specifically for you. Rich and I have a different one for you, but what do you want people to know if somebody they know has gone through hell? A lot of people just don't even know. They don't even call. They don't go over because they're just so at a loss for words. It's like, well, I'm going to say something stupid or I don't know.
Right, yeah.
Thoughts? What advice for people?
Less is kind of more. Just, what I really needed was just people to come and acknowledge. You can't come up with your own comparison because I did not ever want to go to that bitter place of being mad at someone on top of being sad.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
but God is there. Jesus is definitely with you when you're going through
And you
it.
feel it.
Yeah, I really, really do.
Families that have someone who's serving, maybe somebody here is serving. What do you want them to know this Memorial Day weekend?
Well, I do think it is important that you're prepared. I mean, when you put yourself, your family, they're there to serve. Again, it comes down to it's a bigger purpose than themselves, and you need to take advantage of it and be ready for it. If something does happen, you've got to kind of look at it as this is expected. It comes with what they do.
Well, thank you for sharing your pain.
Oh,
Because, I mean, you know how this works. Your testimony, the book of Revelation, we overcome by the word of our testimony, so it helps. So thank you both.
Thank you.
You.